Players have been trying to make Klawf a thing for over a year now. It's always had a lot of potential, but players have finally cracked the code on Klawf. It got a top 32 finish at Sacramento Regionals thanks to Richard Yanow, and then Robin Schultz, former world champion, made a couple of tweaks to the deck and got top 8 at Stuttgart, and a number of players were playing Klawf at Stuttgart and they did amazing. So today we're going to be covering Klawf, which is somehow the hottest deck in the game right now, especially now that it's paired with Terapagos EX. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the hot new Klawf Terapagos deck. And this one's going to be very tricky to explain. There's a lot of pieces to it. You can see lots of one-of Pokemon here, and the lines of play are kind of nuts. So we're going to try and talk about this core strategy, secondary, and then a whole bunch of pieces from there. So I will try my best to explain the ins and outs of this deck. So we've got Klawf, basic Pokemon, 120 HP fighting type, and it has the attack Unhinged Scissors, where for 2 colorless energy does 30 damage, and if this Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this attack does 160 more damage. Now 190 is fantastic. Unfortunately, we're not running any basic energy in the deck, and we've never really run basic energy in a Klawf deck. We're relying entirely on double turbo, but 170 is still a good number. Where things get crazy for Klawf is once we start playing around with poison. So we've got Brute Bonnet in the deck, where it has the ability Toxic Powder. When you've got a future booster capsule on Brute Bonnet, you get to apply poison to both active Pokemon. And by activating or by putting poison on Klawf, you are activating that extra 160 damage. So you are now swinging for 170 damage plus 10 poison, but things get even better when you add the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, where it's sitting on the bench, and you're adding 2 more damage on top of that attack. And then if you've got all of the pieces, including Binding Mochi, which is a tool that gives your attack an extra 40 damage when your attacking Pokemon is poisoned, Klawf is now swinging for 240 damage, enough to one-hit KO pretty much every big basic threat except for Hisuian or Bloodmoon Ursaluna, but you're knocking stuff out like Raging Bolt, Iron Hands, Roaring Moon, and so on with one hit. As a single prize attacker up trading on multi-prizers, that is fantastic. Now, where things go over the top and what's taken Klawf to the next level is the introduction of Terapagos EX. This is a Terra Pokemon, which allows us to it activates Area 0 Underdepths, the stadium that lets us bench 8 Pokemon if there's a Terra in play. So now we have more room on the bench to put a lot of the support Pokemon that this deck needs, like your Brute Bonnet, your Latias, your Sneasler, and then Terapagos is not a bad addition as an attacker because Unified Beatdown does 30 damage for each Pokemon on your bench, and because we're attacking with double turbo energy, we take a -20 penalty, and we are now doing maximum 220 damage base. Well, maximum 220 before any modifiers, but you can apply all of the modifiers that you were with Klawf onto Terapagos. So now you can apply poison with the Brute Bonnet, you can amplify your poison with the Sneasler and the Binding Mochi, and Terapagos can now swing for 290 damage, and that's going to be enough to one-hit KO all of the basic EXs and then many of the stage 1 EXs as well, and V-Stars as well. Yeah, you're with a full bench, you're swinging 290, you're one-shotting Regidrago V-Star, and just those two are absolutely nuts. But the combos keep going because we also have Pecharunt, where its Toxic Subjugation ability lets you add 5 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon during Pokemon Checkup. This is most dangerous turn 1 going first, where you can apply up to 8 poison on the first turn of the game before your opponent has done anything, and you could potentially just one-hit KO a stray Charizard in the active and just win the game. And even in the middle of the game, where let's say you do a big attack with Klawf and you can't finish things off, you can just bring in the Pecharunt and apply extra poison and potentially get that 2-prize KO while only really giving up the Klawf. So lots of cool combos in this deck. We even have the Hisuian Electrode V, where its Tantrum Blast does 100 damage for each special condition affecting this Pokemon. Now the deck only applies poison, so we're doing technically 100 base, But if we apply the super effective glasses to the deck, where we can apply 3x weakness instead of 2x weakness, we're now hitting Charizard EX for 300 damage. And then if we've got the Hisuian Sneasler and the Binding Mochi, we are one hit KOing I think we just need, we've got the super effective glasses, plus we apply the poison, plus we have the Sneasler, we're one hit KOing Charizard. And even if we're not going after Charizard specifically, we are hitting, if we go Electrode plus Binding Mochi plus Brute Bonnet Poison plus Hisuian Sneasler Amplify, we're swinging for 170 damage, at which point you can knock out stuff like Lumineon and Squawkabilly. And then our end game attacks, there's lots going on in this deck. We've got our Bloodmoon Ursaluna, where its season skill ability lets it attack for 1 energy less for each prize your opponent has taken. Now, the breakpoints you're going to want to keep in mind is if they've taken 3 prizes, you can apply a double turbo energy onto this and swing for 220, or if they've taken 1 prize, you can use this for 0 energy and swing for the full 240. I guess if they've taken 4 prizes, you could also apply a double turbo, but you're going to have 1 extra energy on and swing for 220. All right, so those are kind of the attacking pieces. Let's talk about some of the support pieces, of which there are plenty in this deck. We've got Latias EX, which gives all of your basic Pokemon free retreat, giving you the opportunity to pivot between all sorts of different attack options. We've got Oranguru V, which unfortunately I don't use in the video, and I'm pretty sure I talk about messing up this play. But one of the cool things about Oranguru V is that its ability backorder, when Oranguru V is in the active, you can grab 2 tools from your deck, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So you can start the turn with Oranguru, grab 2 cards like a Forest Seal Stone or a Binding Mochi or a Binding Mochi with the Ancient Booster Capsule. And then if you've got Latias in play, you can just pivot out into your proper attacker, but you can always grab 2 tools with Oranguru. We've got 2 copies of Brute Bonnet for the poison, 1 copy of Iron Bundle, where if Iron Bundle's on your bench, you can discard Iron Bundle and force your opponent to switch their active Pokemon with 1 on the bench. Can help you hit some targets that your opponent's trying to hide on the bench. 2 copies of Terapagos for activating the Area 0 Underdepths while also acting as a secondary attacker. Our Hisuian Sneasler adds extra poison. We've got Pecharunt for that the 8 damage counters on the board, whether it's turn 1 or at any point in the game. Lumineon V lets us grab a supporter card from our deck and put it into our hand when we play Lumineon from hand. So make sure you don't play Nest Ball for Lumineon unless you're super desperate and you need to just have something to Forest Seal Stone to. Otherwise, you always want to play Lumineon from your hand so you can grab a supporter. We've got 1 copy of Fezandipiti EX, where if one of your Pokemon was knocked out on the previous turn, you get to draw 3 cards. One thing to note here, and this is more for your opponent, is that if you're able to knock out your opponent with poison rather than damage, Fezandipiti doesn't work, because Fezandipiti needs a KO during the player's turn and not that state in between turns, which is when the poison would apply. So if you can make it work so that the poison KOs your opponent and then they can't draw the extra 3 cards, fantastic. 1 copy of Pecharunt EX. This is definitely a tech card here where you get to pivot a dark Pokemon from your bench into the active. The only one you really want to pivot here is Pecharunt, where you can, on your turn 1 going first, have the Pecharunt to move Pecharunt EX, move this Pecharunt into the active in a scenario where maybe you can't get Latias. So a little bit of redundancy there, but does protect you, or does give you more chances to get that turn 1 donk. Electrode is your Charizard tech / like another tech attacker in the deck. Genesect is a card that I didn't actually use in the deck, but it is a cool addition, especially when you're just trying to fill up bench space anyway, where its Ace Nullifier lets you prevent your opponent from playing an Ace spec if Genesect has a tool on it, and this deck runs a billion tools, so it's not that hard to get an extra tool onto Genesect. And then last but not least, Squawkabilly lets us discard our hand and draw 6 cards on the first turn of the game, helping us find the pieces for that turn 1 donk with whatever card it is, whether it is the Pecharunt or the Klawf. For trainer cards, we've got 1 or 2 copies of Heavy Ball, which lets you search your prize cards and grab a basic Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. 2 copies of Switch Cart lets you switch out your active Pokemon onto the bench while also healing the active Pokemon by 30. We get 1 copy of Carmine, where it lets you discard your hand and draw 5, but it even works on the first turn of the game going first, when you normally wouldn't be able to play a supporter. So really nice tech there. We've got 1 copy of Precious Trolley as our ace spec. Lets you search your deck for any number of basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Now, one of the things I messed up, and I'm not sure if it makes it in the video, it probably does, is that if you're using Precious Trolley to get Terapagos down, you can't grab the full 8 or 7 Pokemon because Terapagos isn't in play yet. So if possible, get your Terapagos down first, then get Area 0 Underdepths in play, and then play Precious Trolley so that you can fill the full bench of 8 and then not leave yourself short because you didn't sequence it right. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. And a note for future self when I play this again, try and get Terapagos down before Precious Trolley if possible. 2 copies of Forest Seal Stone. We can only use the effect once, but more redundancy gives us more opportunities to grab any card from our deck and put it into our hand. So Forest Seal Stone only works if you attach it to a Pokemon V, so you'll want to attach this to either Electrode or to Lumineon V. 3 copies of Night Stretcher lets us grab a basic Pokemon or a basic energy from our discard pile and put it into our hand. Now, we don't have any basic energy in this deck, so we're just going to use this to grab our Pokemon back. 4 copies of Nest Ball to get our basic Pokemon down. 1 copy of Professor's Research lets us discard our hand and draw 7 cards. Ancient Booster Capsule is here so that we can apply poison damage to both active Pokemon with this on Brute Bonnet. It does give Brute Bonnet an extra 60 HP as well, but that rarely matters in these matchups. 3 copies of Boss's Orders to gust an opposing bench Pokemon into the active. Binding Mochi is also fantastic, where it gives you that plus 40 damage bump if the Pokemon this is attached to is poisoned, which you can easily trigger with Brute Bonnet. 1 copy of Iono, where both players shuffle their hands, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then draw equal to the number of prize cards remaining. Great for hand disruption and great for putting your opponent at a card deficit if they are ahead on prizes. 3 copies of Arven, fantastic card in this deck, lets you grab an item and a tool card and put them into your hand. Oftentimes, Precious Trolley is like the card you want to grab first, but there are other combinations depending on the scenario. 1 copy of Colress's Tenacity lets you grab a Stadium and an energy card, put it into your hand, and this is going to be our one reliable way of grabbing that double turbo energy. Our unreliable way is Energy Lotto, which is an item card, so we don't have to burn our supporter for it, but there is a chance that we miss because it only works on the top 7 cards of your deck, and then we can grab any from there. But if we don't find any double turbo in the top 7 cards, then we're kind of screwed. We have the super effective Glasses, which triples weakness, and this only really applies for Sneasler hitting Charizard. Area 0 Underdepths paired with Terapagos expands our bench to 8, giving us more room to put our support Pokemon in play, whether that is Brute Bonnet, Sneasler, Fezandipiti, what have you. And then 2 copies of Ultra Ball to get we discard 2 cards and then grab a Pokemon of our choice, put it into our hand. Last but not least, we've got 4 double turbo energy. Whether you're going first or second, this deck wants to go fast and land big damage quickly. If you're turn 1 going first, you pretty much want to prioritize getting the Pecharunt into the active with your Brute Bonnet and your Sneasler in place. You're applying 8 damage right away. If you're going second, then you can start swinging with Klawf. And then from there, you're trying to go in with the right attacker, whether it's Klawf or Terapagos or Pecharunt or There's a lot. And it definitely takes some practice to get a handle on what Pokemon to move where, what are your options, how do you best use Oranguru to grab tools, when should you bring in the Ursaluna. It is a tricky deck to play, but it is one that has a lot of potential in the format. We've already seen it start to come to fruition with some top 32s and top 8 finishes in regional championships, and I think this is going to be a deck we see more going forward. Our turn 1 situation, and at this point in time, no, we cannot, but it's not over yet. We can Ultra Ball for Squawk. And see if we can get the turn 1 KO here. Getting rid of a double turbo energy does feel bad. Oh, if we can't play Arven right now. And hopefully we have not prized Squawkabilly. And we get... Yeah, we need Squawk, and we need Squawk, Sneasler, and we need the Ancient Capsule, Sneasler. Oh, yeah, this is it. That's game. That is our turn 1 donk. Yeah, just like that. Game over. GG's. There we go. I'm glad we got to hit the combo in the video. Our opponent did not stand a chance there. So that's kind of the ideal Pecharunt turn 1 donk. And that happens, right? That happens. You get your one small Pokemon, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of stuck, and you kind of have to sit there and take it. And I'm glad we were able to pull off the combo in the video. It's absolutely possible with the Pecharunt. So we'll take that win. GG's. Okay, Terapagos, Brute Bonnet. And yeah, going first, this is a whole lot of nothing. This is a whole lot of nothing. Miraidon. Okay. Klawf would be amazing here. Anything would be... Yeah, this is a whole lot of nothing right now. Okay. Yeah, Terapagos right this second is not that great. I think you really want... This is a match that we have an advantage in with the Klawf, but we need more than this. This is a terrible hand. Arven gets us some pieces. Like, that can get us a Nest Ball and, say... What can we get off of the, like, the Klawf plus the capsule? But, like, we still need some other pieces here. Yeah, the Ancient Booster Capsule to activate the Brute Bonnet effect. But, like, oh, they've bench locked themselves. I don't think that was the way to play this. All right, they're playing a unique take on this deck. Sure. This potentially gives us some time to figure things out, and they're going to go in right away. Okay. How do we salvage this turn? Like, is it worth... Wow, they just threw out a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I would not have put the Raikou into the active with the XP share. Because if I knock that out, then they just waste the XP share. And now they... Okay. Yeah, they get a Raichu starting to build up. I mean, let's see. Yeah, they'll swing. Now, yeah, they've burnt 2 Switch Carts in the process. Unfortunately, our hand is just miserable right now. How do we get out of this? We need to top deck something awesome. If we can top deck like a Switch card, and then we can Arven for Nest Ball, Ancient Capsule, and then we just Klawf smash into this Raikou, and we're golden. But I need that. Yeah, how do we do that? Yeah, it's fine if they're playing the... Yeah, Miraidon without the Terapagos stuff. Like, not ideal. I don't think you play... Yeah, this formation here is certainly not optimal. But at the same time, like, we might still lose because just our starting hand is so bad. Okay. If we turn... We can turn this into, like, a Lumineon into... Okay, let's play Arven. That gets us... Ooh, Precious Trolley. Yeah, that gets us the Arven. And we can throw down... And the Ancient Booster Capsule. That gets us a bunch of pieces. Unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have to throw... I think we have to throw a Pokemon V. Maybe it's the Electrode here. Let's go get Klawf. We want Klawf. Latias. Oranguru actually is pretty good here. And... Do we grab... What do we grab here with that second piece? Do we grab a Fez, or we grab another Klawf and just have that ready? That could be kind of cool. Yeah, let's go with the double Klawf formation here. All right. So, Oranguru is going to get us a switch out. Star Alchemy. Oh, wait, we don't need the switch out because we have... That's my fault. Okay, what if we go... Area 0 Underdepths and we can bench some other stuff. Right? Yeah, because we have the free retreat right now. And we have the Nest Ball. Let's go and bench some other things here. So what can we bench that's going to benefit our squad? Maybe the Sneasler? Yeah, get some more poison in here. And let's go and Ancient Capsule. We'll hard retreat. into the Klawf. Let's go poison up. And we will go and smash for 340. And now this is where, yeah, 4 Seal Stone could have gotten me another energy. So that feels bad that we didn't do, that we didn't save the 4 Seal Stone. I totally forgot Latias is the free retreat. That was our out. And yeah, Fezandipiti might have been better than the Sneasler at this point. But here we are. Let's see what we can do from here. Binding Mochi is potentially nice, but like right this second, yeah, we could look for like an energy lotto off of Arvin. Okay, they'll boss up probably the Terapagos. Yeah, and that cuts our bench off. That's actually not great because that gives us another Klawf attack. So I disagree with that choice. Also, here's where we can do something cool, right? We can go in with the Oranguru, grab 2 tools, and then we can pivot out into the Klawf. And Raiko's actually going to hit for 1 trillion damage now because of our bench being fat too. Well, they do. Yeah, they hit enough. But yeah, they're going to have trouble. Like, what's the follow-up after? It's Raichu? I mean, we're not perfect either. Let's go get rid of... I don't want to get rid of any of these things right now. Maybe we actually get rid of the Oranguru here. That's probably the least valuable piece. So I wanted to pivot Oranguru in, grab tools, and then pivot out. But we had to get rid of it. Okay, we had a Fezandipiti down. That's nice. We can grab some extra pieces, and yeah, we bench lock ourselves, so we can't Area 0 Underdepths, but that's probably okay right this second. And we can save the... Yeah, we can save the Binding Mochi for now. We poison both. Yeah, we're going to be hitting for fighting weakness anyway. So let's just go and hit for 340. Yeah, Klawf just absolutely roasting in this matchup with Miraidon potentially getting more popular, having won, I think it was Sacramento Regionals here. This is, yeah, one of your best matchups, arguably your best matchup, where you just plow through multi-prize lightning Pokemon here. And they're going to have a hard time keeping up. Now, do we still have... I can't remember how many copies of Call Resistant. Oh, because if there's Lumineon in the deck... Actually, you know what? I know Ursaluna's in the... Ursaluna's going to need energy here. So... Yeah, Ursaluna not necessarily the answer. Okay. Maximum Belt. That's a very silly attach here. But okay. Yeah, little bit of a weird build of Miraidon here. They do have some of the modern stuff. Okay, they got Fezandipiti. I think they've just made some very specific choices on how they want to build it. And hey, to each their own. I think to be fair, like we were looking pretty bad up until we got lucky. And look, they've got a ton of energy on. And if we can't take a 2-prize KO, we're kind of boned. If they take two 2-prizers, then we're done. But if they're just swinging into this Klawf, then we are laughing. So let's see where this goes. Yeah, still salty at myself for burning the 4 Seal Stone when we did. Really shouldn't have done that play, because now we still have to find more energy. Like, we can do a decent amount of damage with the Pecharunt if we just need more time. But still not ideal. Still not ideal to be where we are. Yeah, this one can hit for 100 with the poison. It could hit like a Squawkabilly if you get all the way up there. Yeah, they're just going to go in with the Miraidon. Okay. Let's go. Do we have Pecharunt in the... No, that's fine. Okay, they put a Defiance Band down. Yeah, okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. They can attach all the things. And we just have to find a double Turbo Energy. Can we do that? We do have Arvin. We're for Energy Lotto to potentially do that. Yeah, where's this going to go? But yeah, they've made some interesting choices with their build. There's no Iron Hands here. Iron Hands would be awesome in this matchup. Oh, maybe they pull one out right now. Okay, just another Raikou. Sure. How many Raikous do they have in this deck? Okay. At least 2. But, alright, go off. With the poison, as long as we can find a double Turbo Energy, we are fine. I don't think they're taking 3 prizes in 1 turn. I don't think their deck is set up for that. So we have a little bit of time to figure this out, even if we don't hit here. But I'm thinking if we've got Lumineon in the deck, which I think we do, we can just Lumineon Colress's Tenacity, and then we call game here. Let's go, and we'll Fezandipiti here, flip the script. We've got a massive hand of cards. Okay. This is not exactly what we want. Do we Nest Ball here just to try and find here? If we go, let's go Ultra Ball here. I don't think we need the Iron Ball. We definitely don't need the Genesect. Definitely don't need the Genesect. And we can get rid. I don't think we need the Electrode either at this point. Let's get rid of those. Let's see what we have. We do not have. Oh, hold on. We have the Terapagos. Can we find a Stadium? I don't know if we can. Man, our hand... Okay, is there anything we can knock out with poison, right? Or just soften up? Right now, our hand kind of sucks. If we go in with... Okay, let's go and take the Terapagos then. And let's go Energy Arvin. And we're going to Energy Lotto and I guess Binding Mochi here. Let's see if we can find a double Turbo Energy. If we don't, then we'll go in with the Pecharunt. Double Turbo, please. We find it. There it is. Okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So we'll Toxic Powder. And we'll show like how crazy the damage is going to be, because we'll also attach the Binding Mochi to the Klawf. We'll attach a double Turbo. And we will smash for 420 damage. So yeah, Klawf is absolutely ridiculous as an attacker. Yeah, there we prize the Lumineon. Darn. And this is probably your best matchup into Miraidon, because you are hitting for weakness, but there are a lot of big basic decks that you are also smashing with, whether it's Klawf or Terapagos. Thanks to the poison Binding Mochi tech, you are one-hit KOing pretty much every big basic in the game, and you could even get up to some stage 1s, assuming you've got a full bench of 8 to 20, and you get poisoned with the Terapagos, that's 260, and then there's poison damage you could potentially do with the Sneasler. You're getting up to like 290 damage. So really big numbers here. Even if we weren't hitting for weakness, we are still probably one-shotting. Yeah, even if we weren't hitting Miraidon for weakness, Klawf plus Binding Mochi and the poison is hitting for 240 damage with the all of the stuff set up. So kind of showcasing some of the potential there. I think I could have played that a little smoother. In particular, me burning the 4 Seal Stone to try and find a switch out when I just benched Latias with the Precious Trolley. I think I got so stuck in my head, like I totally forgot Precious Trolley was a thing we could do, that I could just grab the Latias and then I don't need the switch out anymore. But lesson learned, we still got the win against Miraidon. Our opponent's going first, which means we have an opportunity for a potential turn 1 donk here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, we need a couple things, actually, right? Yeah, if we're going to one-hit KO this Palkia, we are going to need we need the Sneasler, too. I need the Sneasler. But this would be a fantastic opportunity to take a turn 1 donk Man, I'm frothing at the mouth here. How do we make this happen? Heavy, I hope we can get a good Pokemon here off of... Oh, Palkias Ruledge. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, we can potentially... If we're fully set up, we can one-shot a Ceruledge. Sorry about the potential noise there. But yeah, knocking out this Palkia would be incredible. Now, we could just gust up the... Oh, they put the Legacy Energy on the Charcadet, which is probably not ideal. We could just knock out the... We could knock out the Squawkabilly right this second if we want to. And that might be the more stable way of going about this. Just so we get maximum value out of our Klawf. But let's see it. Because, yeah, with Unhinged Scissors, if we just go Brute Bonnet, Ancient Booster Capsule, Boss, that would be enough. Oh. Oh. Okay. If we have the Sneasler down too. Sneasler? Lumineon's kind of cool. We'll grab that. If we get the Sneasler down, we will take the one-hit KO. After that, though... Yeah, let's go get the Sneasler down. Actually, we need the Binding Mochi, right? If we go... Oh, we can play Arven for... Okay. Yeah, if we play Lumineon, right? Let's go get Arven. And Arven gets us. We get the Binding Mochi. We get the Precious Trolley. And the Binding Mochi. Do we need... Yeah, let's go and... So let's sequence this right. Okay, we're going to play 4 Seal Stone to get the Stadium. Do we want the Stadium now, though? If I... Yeah, let's set everything up right now. Let's go set everything up right now. So, let's go... Star Alchemy. We'll get the Stadium. I could play Squawkabilly to draw more. No, I want to use the Precious Trolley right now. So definitely a tricky deck here. Let's go and get the Area 0 Underdepths. Then we can play the Trolley, fill up our bench with all the pieces. So we get the... Oh, we're only getting... Okay. I've screwed that up. But we can still make some stuff happen here. Yeah, I should have had the... I think we have to play... Yeah, we play the Squawk now. And we can potentially bench more. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine, because now we can still bench more stuff. Right? And we get more cards. We get the Latias here. That's fantastic. We get another Heavy Ball. Let's go and... Sure, we can Heavy Ball for that Ursaluna. How do we want to do this? Because we have all the pieces now. We are one-hit KOing, and do we just get a second Klawf down? And oh, we can get the Fez. Fezandipiti would be... Yeah, I think we get the Fezandipiti. We have the Night Stretchers here. So... Oh, there's no... We have... Oh, there's Fezandipiti. There we go. Yeah, so let's go put the poison on. We get a turn 1 Donk. 210. Now, the Charcadet, this is kind of annoying. If we can knock them out with the poison damage rather than like an actual attack, then we would bypass the legacy energy bit. Also, yeah, they just scooped. Yeah, unfortunate. This kind of happens when Klawf is rolling, is that you pop off really hard early and then your opponent just leaves. So, yeah, maybe not the most entertaining video there, but when you're hot, then you're able to create outcomes like this. GG's. There we go. That is a look at Klawf with Terapagos EX. This seems like a awesome fit for one another. I mean, Terapagos already had a bunch of good decks under its belt, but Klawf finally finding its footing and getting some top placements and regional championships is awesome to see. Helps shake up the meta, and Klawf is a very dangerous deck. It is very tricky to play, I will admit, very tricky to play. Lots of different Pokemon, lots of different options and lines of play, and I definitely stumbled here and there, and I'm still learning the deck as well. But definitely in the right hands, this deck is incredibly dangerous and a ton of fun to play. And if you decide to pick this up, I wish you all the best, and I mean that sincerely. I wish that you become a champion of your local league, win a regional champions, win worlds, whatever the case might be. I'm always rooting for you with whatever deck you play, whether it's one that I'm recommending in this YouTube channel or something you've cooked up or something you found from somewhere else. So wishing you all the best in your future gaming, whether it's with Klawf or something else. But for now, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at @InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website inthirdperson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.